about to get started in a bit. Just having some technical difficulties on my end, but we'll get up and running in just a bit. What's up, fam bam? What's up, guys? As you know that there is issues going on, or alleged issues, with the RTX 5070 Ti, as you heard. If you haven't been following the recent news about what's going on with the RTX 5070s, what's up, Spectre IRL? Just to let you guys know, we do have commands and everything, so you can enable them. There is the issue with the commands with using merge or Discord. I figured out what the problem was with that, and the reason being is because the YouTube has disabled URLs, and hopefully I can find a way to enable it. If I can, then the commands won't be an issue then. What's up, Polar Fan? What's going on? Good to see you in here. So with the recent news and the light of everything that's been going on with the RTX 5070 Ti, there has been clarity that has been set that Gigabyte actually has announced, which I do want to bring up with you guys as well. As you can cross-reference from the earlier comments from ASUS's PR, how they couldn't be able to hand out any RTX 5070 Ti's or any really 16 gigabyte GPU besides the RTX 5080. Media was unable to obtain their hands on it, meaning people who do videos like on YouTube or on Twitch or whichever platform that they choose. We just couldn't get our hands on it because of the short ramifications, so to say. So simply, Takuma, what's going on? Okay, I got you, Polar. Everything that has been going on with this situation, I will keep you guys up to date. It seems that luckily a lot of stores still seems that they have some in date. Possibly tomorrow, just to let you guys know, we may be doing some sort of Micro Center stream. So if we do, I will definitely keep you guys up to date if that is the case. Let me see. Let me just clear this up because I want to show you guys Gigabyte's comments. We will actually open it up right now. I'm just going to go here for anyone that is worried. Now, the whole RAM situation, if you guys haven't been following, seems that it's been not so great. It's still very rough when it comes to actually getting some RAM. In fact, the RAM has actually gone up in pricing. Even when it comes to the Micro Center kits, they are slowly upping the price, not because by choice, but because of the current availability. And we're getting to the point where everything is starting to squeeze a bit more and more. What's up, Kim Chile? So to also let you guys know, I will be releasing a video tomorrow based on DLSS 4.5. And of course, I will be dropping out more videos based on CES randomly through the week, so you guys can get whatever coverage that you would like to see from ADATA, from MSI, from ASUS, from any type of company that you would like to see. I will continually drop some more videos for whichever I do have, just randomly throughout the week, but tomorrow for sure. Usually Sundays are like the main days, and Sundays I'll usually drop things like more like builds, hardware reviews, and also tutorials on things such as DLSS, and which will be dropping tomorrow. So it was actually, again, kind of fake news. So yeah, it's kind of mixed. And this is what I want to show you guys. I think they're afraid to publicly say anything more about it because they're already under scrutiny. from everyone about when it, not only when it comes to RAM, but also when it comes to the GPU side of things as well. And I want to show you a Gigabyte statement. I want to show everybody a Gigabyte statement because of their current issues. Now, I'm going to show you, let's see, we're going to switch over real quick, guys, so you guys can check it out. And this is by Tom's Hardware. So, if we check out Tom's Hardware here, Gigabyte CEO explains the potential supply strategy amid crushing memory shortages. Gross revenue per gigabyte of G7 memory could decide what products thrive. So even Gigabyte had brought something up. They bring a bit more clarity into the situation. Reports and rumors, NVIDIA plans to prioritize the RTX 50 series cards in 26. And of course we know that. We know NVIDIA still wants to sell their cards. There's rumors that are also swirling around that they might be trying to leave the market. What's up? So I wonder what is the best motherboard for the 9950X 3D. It all depends on it all depends if you're going with the X2, is it, or the first one. Really, either one doesn't matter because Granite Ridge is going to be great for. I typically recommend the X870E boards for you guys. So if anybody is looking for something like that, if you're looking for a motherboard, I go for X870E. Usually, their Corsair Heroes are really great. Also, when it comes to Gigabyte side, Aorus Master is definitely one of the top. You can even get like an Aorus Elite, and you'd certainly be happy with the result. Let me try something real quick, guys, as I'm trying to reactivate some sources here, as of course, nothing is working perfectly this morning, as expected. Hopefully, your guys' comments will pop up. Okay, I think I got it. All right, perfect. So, speaking on the Gigabyte side, yes, DK, there is a SSD shortage that is also being affected. If you pay attention to a lot of the, I'm going to make this a bit smaller because I know I got the text super big for some weird reason. Yes, it's the SSD shortage is also affected. RAM shortage is affected. GPU shortage, there will be one. And if you haven't looked at the recent stock, sure, people are saying that RTX 5090s are always out of stock. They always had trouble, but that's not really true. There was plentiful of RTX 5090s just a couple months ago. And the RTX 5090 is the one of the top culprits that's going to end up selling out because of the demand of the G7 of 32 gigabytes, of which most people do look for. So sure, yeah, shortage. Again, like there's a whole, yeah, you know, I have to get my haircut. I've been slacking and so busy with everything when it comes to the whole content side of things. So there's a lot to catch up on. But anyway, Gigabyte Dornsky, yes, his comments provide context about the overall situation. And they ask, NVIDIA demand for the GeForce RTX GPUs is strong and memory supply is constrained. We continue to ship all GeForce SKUs and we're working closely with our suppliers to maximize memory availability. And that's what practically all of the big brands said. I kind of asked the similar question in the same context, but was more along the lines about the memory situation and how they're dealing with the whole situation. Because when it comes to memory, it's not only just RAM itself. You're talking about M.2 drives like SSDs. You're also talking about GPUs. So I was kind of asking over the general consensus of how everything is looking. ASUS pretty much gave me the same blanket statement, and MSI also gave me that same exact statement at CES. Of course, they're all navigating through this tough time and are trying their best to maximize their potential when it comes to obtaining memory. So that way they can continue producing out the products to all the consumers out there. So while that statement suggests that it's full steam ahead, technically you got to read between the lines when you really think about it here. Once again, just really listen to this quote. He says, demand for the GeForce RTX GPUs is strong and memory supply is constrained. Keyword is constrained. We continue to ship all GeForce SKUs. So yeah, they're shipping them, but they're working with their suppliers to try to maximize memory. So until it gets to that point, he's practically saying between the lines that until it gets to the point when they're unable to get any memory, then they will have then you won't see the availability. In fact, we'll go over to Micro Center and I'll show you the perfect example of how it's looking. So Waffle Skater says the only shortage that's happening is these companies are removing the lifts out of shoes and revealing how short they actually are to consumers. And Kyrian says AM5 MATX motherboards just does not have options above the B850. Yes, it's only like if you're going for MATX, that's going to be a bit more tighter to look for, especially if you're trying to go EATX. So Gas Out says, morning everyone, I did get the awesome. I'm glad you got that board. It's a great board, the X870E. Godlike yesterday, I will only be posting it once I collect all the high demand ideal guys. Sorry guys. So it's not end of life. Doesn't send board partners, kept them what in need to keep any of them in stock. Laugh out loud. I mean items. I got you, Gas Out. So really, it's just a MSI MAG mortar Wi-Fi. I gotcha. But either way, it's going to be a great. No way. But anyway, let me go over here real quick. So if we could take a look at their typical deals, like we've been checking out their AMD bundles just to get a decent idea of price tracking, get a good consensus of what the pricing is looking like. So far, they do offer the G-Skill Flare X5 for $50 more, and they do offer the Corsair Vengeance for just $400 more. Great, right? So now, if you notice, the kits slightly changed. Unless you follow this as closely as we have, we've been covering it, and this is the way we've been tracking pricing. And of course, the price chart from PC Parts Picker is a great help as well. As you guys known, this kit was not just $549, and now it's gone up to $570 for if you upgrade. Now it seems that the kit has gone up roughly about $50, because originally you could get this kit for $499. Mistake me if I'm wrong, but I remember this at being at $499. Now $650, like a lot of the other prices are pretty much holding pretty well. It's just the one, it seems that has shifted, and I think it's mainly because this is again the 7700X. I thought it was going to be a bit higher than that. You might as well go 9700X at that point because you get a better IPC lift. So why did the $70 jump they did overnight? I'm not surprised. They did the raise upgrade price. Yeah, so motherboards, well, we'll go into it and we're going to take a look and see if it really is the motherboards. We're going to separate each component and we're going to figure out what the reason is and why it's gone up. So as you guys know, processors have no real reason to go up, especially this generation of 9700X. You can pick it up for $300, which is fair. Decent price. But honestly, I feel like it should be a bit lower than $300 in my personal opinion. Now when it goes over to the RAM side here, let's take a look. We're gonna look at the RAM now. Amir, what's going on? Did you see my Discord? No, I didn't get to see it. I gotta look at it. I definitely had to look at it. You were able to pick up some. Oh yeah, you know what, I did see it. The pricing, that was insane. I did see it. I thought you meant you picked some up. I read it too quick. The Gigabyte X870E Extreme X 3D AI top is a monster. It absolutely is. It was amazing seeing it on the bench, like seeing the numbers that it was able to pull. I don't blame you, Amir. It's expensive. So now the crucial. Okay, so now this has slightly shifted. Now this is at an even 400. Originally, remember what the pricing was for the crucials? Originally, they were between about 360, 370 about. So the RAM has pushed up in price slightly, like about $30. So this is one of your culprits here, is because of the RAM, for sure. Now let's take a look at the motherboard side. So Waffle Skater says, what could the reason be? What could it be? I don't have money. emotes, but the answer is more simply to make more money. Yet at the point, the crazy point is, which I'm going to show you guys this in a little bit too. It's not because of shortages. Technically, it's not because of shortages, and I'm going to explain that in a little bit. But Gigabyte B650, that should not be a $200 board. I'm sorry, that is not a $200 board there. It's a Gigabyte B650 Gaming X8X. No, you could, let's look up the B850 version. I bet it's not that far off. It's probably like maybe $20 more. So we're going to look up pretty much the same board, but we're going to look for the B850 version. Yeah, this is even a bit high for what it is. It should be like closer. Oh, I guess they don't have the B850s. I wonder why. Let me see. Let me try this again. I'm going to put Gaming X. You're absolutely right. They meant to make it too. We'll see. That is funny. What the price on the Z890 Extreme in the US? It should be over. Usually they're like over 1,000. But we will double check. Here you go. Like this makes no sense. B850 Gaming X, $20 more, or really $30 more. You can. No, actually, this is cheaper. It was $200, right? So I'm thinking at the price where it should have been. You could get a B850 Gaming X Wi-Fi motherboard for $180. So how's that make sense? You get a $20 discount if you get this motherboard. So what? So we're going to look at the ASUS Extreme Hero and see what it looks like. And again, it just shifted on the weekend. Okay, so it's $1,000 even. They do have two open box ones for roughly about, okay, so only open box here. In-store only, they have it for at $850. So they do have some open box ones. So are you looking, or are you speaking of the Extreme Intel? Extreme Intel, let's see. ASUS Extreme Z890. We'll take a look. We'll just double check them too. So Mini, what's up, Pertubo? Oh, it was great. It was awesome. Definitely had a great time. Super busy. Just to give you guys an idea of how the day of CES was like, I will wake up between like 6 or 7 in the morning, grab my breakfast at Starbucks because it was the quickest thing available, and then rush over to the conventions, which would be like either at the Venetian or it would be at the main hall or wherever it was. And then throughout the day from 8 or 9 o'clock to about 5 o'clock in the evening, I would just try to catch every single appointment that I could. And then after the end of the day, I would finally eat something like around roughly 5:36. And then from there, I would go to the hotel room. Of course, go live with you guys and try to give you guys as many updates as I could, and then work on editing. That's the idea. So it was super busy, a lot of fun. Did meet a lot of great people out there too. So it seems that it can't wait to pair with the 290. Yeah, I bet it can't. Godlike has open box. Oh, that's even better because you could get the better deal. Waffle Skater says even then, long ass Ethernet cables are pretty cheap. Yes, they are. That's the best thing. You got to take advantage of that. What's up, Cat Dog? Good to see you. It's been a while. Then got told AI. So that's some next level psychopath to spend $1,000 on. Well, I mean, people do it. They want to maximize their benefits when it comes to overclocking. And those boards have that capability because it has the, well, I mean, technically you could overclock any board as long as if it's like like say a X870E or a Z890. But it just has those extra components in there, like things like DRAM fans, things that would come in handy, especially if you're into like overclocking. So any outstanding products over at CES, I saw the Aorus 5090. That looks like either or like a retro game controller. Some people say like it looks like a boombox. Some people aren't really feeling it. I seen a lot of CPU coolers where they feature displays. That's like certainly the big thing now at CES. So we're going to look up the RTX 5090 just to give you guys an idea of what it's looking like. Yes, the 5090 is quite the monster that Gigabyte came out with, the Infinity. It's literally probably like this big. And if you look at it like in person, and I was trying to describe it to everybody, it has like 140 millimeter fans on there. It's not like your typical 120. Like, for example, if you see Noctua, that's 120 for sure. Most fans on GPUs could be roughly maybe 110, 115. It's not going to be exactly 120. Some might, depending on the manufacturer. But if you look at the Gigabyte Aorus Infinity, they're 140 fans, so they certainly like stick out a lot. And then it has like an internal fan in there where it actually helps push and cycle out the air as well. It's a really interesting design. In fact, even the Gigabyte CEO had a say in designing the Gigabyte Aorus RTX 5090, which is technically their 40th anniversary edition. So if anybody does plan on getting it, it's going to be quite pricey. It's going to be just like how the ROG Matrix is, but probably going to be a bit more than that even. So I promise making the switch to fiber is, I want to switch to fiber so bad. And it's funny because it's like they're in talks about bringing into fiber into this community. And once they finally do, I'm going to hop off of Comcast so quick. I just hate the fact that I get 1.1 gigabit speeds and then my upload speeds are like 50. Tell me how that makes sense. It's 50 megabits, just to let you guys know. It's not gigabits, it's 50 megabits. So as you guys seen it on Discord, the MSI Lightning Z is crazy. Absolutely. One of the top GPUs out there, one of my favorites for sure. Like at CES, the RTX 5090 that stood out the most is certainly MSI. Just pushing 1,000 watts of power is insane. As 2 ports for 12 volt high power ports, you're able to it practically comes with like an AIO in there. So it's like pretty much like foolproof that you can get the most out that card. But another card that's going to be really expensive for a lot of people out there who wants to get most out of a 5090, as even the regular 5090 is plenty enough for most people. And going for the full extreme would be quite insane. The Lightning by MSI, unless you're into trying to break records with a RTX 5090 and trying to break records with like the RAM speeds and everything with it, like it would be great to do like some sort of Intel build with it, because then you can get overclock speeds from your RAM if that's what you're pushing. Or if you're trying to go with AMD and you're trying to push the most out your processor. So there's a lot of variations you could really do with it. It's just it's cost a ton of money. I wouldn't be surprised if they push that out at like around the 6,000 or 7,000 mark. So let me see. So yes, I did want to bring that up. That's a great point, Amir. So when it comes to video cards, like what he was bringing up, I'm going to find a way to enable that link. Just to let you guys know, be really careful. The latest Windows 11 update, which is it's KB something. They always come out with these crazy AI numbers. That's what Windows practically relies on. But apparently, it's going to take away performance, especially if you have a NVIDIA card. Just be really mindful of it. So Neo Vi says, yo, I want to build and buy a new PC right now, but the brand prices are so high. I get it. It's definitely best to hold off if you can. But if you are doing a new build, all you can do is like buy now. Because honestly, this is going to last until at least 2028 from what it seems like. And it certainly isn't getting better. And it's all from the fabs. It's not one of those things where they can just produce more. Like when it came to similar to like NVIDIA shortages where they can produce more. It's just the fact that the wafer allocation is all headed to pretty much OpenAI, Google, to whichever type of AI outlet that's really out there in order to obtain these wafers. They're pretty much sold as soon as they're printed. And that's the bigger problem. So whatever you see at store shelves, this is their way of trying to control the selection out there. And I'm going to go into show that in a bit even. But please give advice on it. Just the best thing I can tell you is you either talk to somebody that has a PC, see if they have some RAM left over. Many of us do. A lot of us will kind of hold on to hardware, especially that if we need it or we don't, and to see if they're willing to hook you up with a deal. If you don't know anybody that does have a PC, then the next best thing to do is you could either purchase in store. Look for one underrated spot, I will certainly say, is if you go to Micro Center. If you have one close to you, go off of there. Be really careful if you purchase off of Amazon. Make sure it's a first party seller. Make sure it's directly from Amazon and not a third party seller, because a lot of people certainly make that mistake when purchasing items. Also, if you feel even that's too high, and you have a PC, or you know somebody with a PC, with this one's going to be a bit more difficult. You could go to like the marketplace, try to purchase RAM. Go to like garage sales where maybe you have older people that have a PC that they don't want anymore. You could probably end up buying the whole PC and just kind of pulling the RAM out of it, because there's going to be people out there that's older, especially the say they're in their 70s, 80s, having a garage sale, just trying to get rid of their PC because they don't want it no more. That's certainly an option too. So I would say those are probably your best ways of getting it currently, because honestly waiting for a DDR to drop, it's not going to happen. Even DDR3 has raised in pricing. So it's just almost like when most people said, oh, it's going to drop during Black Friday. This is all planned by the markets, and it didn't. It just didn't drop. So Simply Takuma says they have the XOC model where you can push the card up to 25. That's insane. Yeah, yeah. I would completely, yeah. That at that point you just have money. You just have the money to spend. I would get it, but it's been only so many made when I want to push the issue. And Shiba says yes, fiber is the best. 1,000 megabit downloads with uploads before the 5G down. Oh, yeah, it's a big difference. So Colin says Prime 5080 1000 or the Tough 5080 for 1400. Now it depends on what you're looking out the card. What are you using it for is the question. The Prime is great for those who want to use it for things like content creation, or you want to use it for like some designer purposes. The Tough's a bit better, like if you're trying to get better clocks in gaming and things like that. You pay a little bit more, but it would be better for that sense. That's it. The KB 507-4109. I know I'm like a little bit behind on the comments here. The fastest Wi-Fi that is available is 60 megabits per. That's rough. Look up gaming router 10G price versus fiber. Oh, you mean for 10 gigabits? Like Wi-Fi 7. Have you guys seen the new Wi-Fi 8 router that's out there, which is pretty insane? They're already talking Wi-Fi 8. Most people out there don't have even Wi-Fi 7, speaking of which. But anyway, fiber also offers 2 lines with Wi-Fi 5G for distance. It's nowhere as good, I gotta say. Like when it comes to reception, you're just not going to be an ISP over 5G. So my advice, you got to find the guy that messed up and has pissed off his girlfriend. Oh, wow. Yes, exactly. That's a great one right there. Find the pissed off girlfriend or wife that's selling his rig. So I have 3 years experience in tech. Will be 5. Oh yeah, I'm sure you will. You'll find it. The RTX 5090 Founders Edition. That's actually not bad. If you're able to get it for about 1,800 pounds, that's actually decent. The ASUS DND Wi-Fi 7. Yeah, yeah, it pretty much is. So looking at the Astro here, just to let you guys know, to catch you guys up on subject here, it's sold out. That's my whole point of the screen here. If you notice that everything is pretty much sold out on the when it comes to the 5090s. Originally there was 20 plus. They had 20 plus Astrals in store. They had so many Astrals sitting on the shelves in December that they actually had it filled up to the brim, like whatever they could fit behind the glass panel that they have at Micro Centers. And then they also had another 15 in the back of the warehouse. So that just shows you how much stock they really had of the RTX 5090s. And now it's completely sold out. So if you pay attention to the stock quantities, they're not lying to you. In fact, we could go to Newegg and we could look at their stock quantities. The point is, we're not looking at the price now. The thing you want to pay attention most is to the quantity that they currently have. So key to finding fiber locations, look for the poles. You'll see a black hook up low on the pole, and they're moving by a school. Makes sense. So you get lucky by the person who didn't remove the sticker on the cooler and now is selling their rig because yeah, I could see that. Or people that aren't getting the performance because they plugged it on DisplayPort on their motherboard. Like, oh man, this doesn't play as good as my PlayStation 5, or it doesn't play as well on my Xbox Series X. So I'm going to go back to console now because they plugged it into DisplayPort on the motherboard. Newegg has them priced. Okay, so let's take a look at Newegg. And the thing is it third party? Is it actually third party sellers here? Okay, RTX 5090. And we're going to take a look here. Okay, so again, these are not, this is not the manufacturer. Even though it says NVIDIA, just be mindful of this. Because when you click onto like Newegg's items here, it's similar to like how Amazon is. You have to make sure that it's from Newegg. And if you pay attention here, look at the sold by, you can see it says Tech for All. So that's not from Newegg technically. That's from another seller. It's a hot seller because apparently he's selling these like hotcakes. But yeah, this is not recommended to purchase from because you don't want to end up with a box of bricks. So Amir says, in other news, I also heard this 9800 X3D CPU burning up. Oh, really? On which motherboard? Is it the... I wonder if it's the same story that you've heard. And that has to do with the Internet Cafe. And that one I've explained. I busted that myth. And I can certainly explain what happened there. I'm sure that Takuma would be happy to explain it as well. My complex doesn't have fiber, but the complex next to me does. I'll tell them just, you know what you have to do. That's when you have to start getting a splitter. get a splitter. You can get one at Best Buy and then split the fiber over to your complex. Just route the fiber over. So RTX 6000 is a 5090. Pretty much. But it's more of a professional grade version for those who are more into design. Those are for, again, more professional usage. Those into LLMs. It's not going to be really useful for gamers per se, because even though it's technically a 5090, it's like gaming with a 5090. So you might as well just get a 5090 at that point. You should jump on that, Chris. 5090 is 500 under the MSRP in 12. Yeah, exactly. I know, right? I learned this the hard way. It's on the link. Yeah, exactly. Virtu. That's exactly the problem. It's because of Virtu power supplies. We can check them out. We can check out Virtu. I don't think Newegg has Virtu. Let's take a look at Virtu. If you see this, I would laugh if it's on here now. I didn't think they would have it. You would have to go to a more reliable site like AliExpress or Temu. HK Naya, what's up? ROG Strix X870EE Gaming. Sus Tough B850. You know where it happened on? It was their ASUS Prime boards. That's when it actually happened. But it happened because of Virtu. I'll show you. Virtu power supplies. This is what the Internet Cafe chose to go with. I don't know what they were thinking. I'm just going on the topic real quick just to let you guys know, everyone that's coming in. There was a 9800 X3D that ended up burning up on a motherboard. And they also had this installed into their system. It's a Virtu power supply. You may have heard them, you may have not. I've never heard them. And if you really look at it, you would understand why it burned up. It's WCCF Tech. Oh, okay, they mentioned it. So I currently have a PC with a Ryzen 7 5800X and a 64 gigabytes of DDR4. I want to with a B550A Gaming Plus. I want to switch my system to i9. Do you want to switch it to an i9? I would honestly just keep the system. If anything, I would just upgrade the GPU if you want to have the capability of gaming at 14. It's not the processor. It has nothing to do with that. It's more so it has to do with your GPU. Now, just thank you.
Snar Kaplan subscribed to the channel.
That took a little bit delay, but that certainly but thank you for subscribing. Okay. Yeah, I bet that's okay. I'll take a look at that. But this was the reason here. And if you take a look at it, max power 600 watts. Supports NVIDIA's RTX 5090D. Keyword 5090D, so you have an idea where it came from. So as eco mode, this one. Ooh, okay. So as the power switch. And here, I'm going to show you guys this. We're going to check out the 80 plus gold certified. It claims it meets the high standards of quality and efficiency, energy, reliable performance, and energy savings. And it's ATX 3.1 ready. So as 3 times the graphics card excursion and 2 times the total power excursion. So it says it remains stable when paired with high performance GPUs here. And then ready for the latest 5.1 standard for improved performance and efficiency. Also backwards compatible with PCI Express 4 and 3. So like this is where it gets a bit sketchy down here. It's a fully modular power supply, offers more flexibility. And if you take a look at this a bit closer, it's funny. I think they updated this actually because it was really bad before. Remember guys, it was really bad. Well, anyway, it's not the top of the line power supply. And if you don't purchase a better power supply, you just spend an extra $50 for a decent power supply, you're going to have burnt components. That's going to happen. So don't spend $3,000 on a GPU and spend $50 on a power supply. It's not going to be worth it. You're just going to burn it out. So if you do plan on doing a PC build, don't cheap out on a power supply. It's one of the most top critical components when it comes to gaming. So my best question, has anyone used it? Please tell me they have. Yes. Has anyone purchased it? You know what? I'm going to throw that poll out there. That's a great one because I would love to know the people who are customers of Alibaba. The funny thing is I know everybody knows one person that uses Alibaba for things like this. So do you shop on Ali or I should say AliExpress or Temu? All right, so we're going to put this poll up, guys, and there it is. You can vote, put 1 for yes, 2 for no. Let me know. Gigabit 5090 3300 or tough 5090. So you mean gigabyte? So that's a new come up. Go Gigabyte. There's nothing wrong with Gigabyte's GPUs. They're great. They're honestly great. I use the worst master RTX 5090 on the gaming rig. It works great. There's no issues with it. I would highly recommend that. Well, I know that, but my GPU is end of life. Oh, we got one person that voted yes. I would love to know. Please share what you purchased. I would love to know what you got. I hope it's not a PC component. If you did, I would certainly keep an eye on it. I'd be worried. MSI MPG A1000GS it's great. Their power supplies are great. Even though you hear all these stories, honestly, they have excellent power supplies. I use that in my rig. Again, no issues. I've never had issues with it. So it's different in the UK. You can't get fiber even if you did. Putting a splitter on my neighbors, I would have to. Yeah. He's so funny, Squeeze. So is Alibaba trust? Is that a trusted site? So far, we got one yes, or is it more than one yes? I could be wrong. Let me scroll down. I'm like a little bit behind, guys. So we got one person that said yes that they purchased at Alibaba. Oh wow, we got quite a bit. What's up? What's up? Long story short. Dark Style Tech says Gigabyte for the price. Absolutely. Corsair 750X owner here and powering a 12.7. Corsair is great. Corsair has great power supplies. In fact, I look forward to their new models. I am excited about MSI's new power supplies that they are coming out with. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's dope. It's the version 2 practically. That's the only reason why the power supplies dropped in price, and you're wondering like, why is it for such a great deal? And I'll show you. Like for example, the MSI Meg, what is it? The 1200 watt. We'll just look up power supply. You can actually get it for a great price, $110. That's really a awesome price to purchase a power supply if you need it, and it's from a reputable brand. I would highly recommend this power supply. It's great. Again, no issues at all. The reason why it dropped so dramatically in pricing is because that they are coming out with a new power supply, where the new power supply of the MSI's MPG A1000 is the fact that it can actually notify you. It has sensors in there to notify you if your GPU is getting too hot. It will actually indicate it by beeping. It will beep at you inside of the PC, and it will also give you a warning notification to let you know, hey, your PC will shut down in about 3 minutes if you don't do something about this GPU voltage. So it's a great PSU that they're coming out with. I think it's definitely one of those things that's been a long time coming for sure. So the system I found with the i9 doesn't have a 360 millimeter AIO. Claims it doesn't overheat. So honestly, don't get it. You have a good enough rig. It's not worth getting. That's such a linear upgrade for you. It's not worth getting. It's better to go into a newer platform if you can, if you choose to upgrade. So is MSI coming out with short form factor? Yes. They are coming out with short form factor PSUs. You can certainly look for them. But just to let you know, the star of the show, of course, was their new power supply, their new version of this pretty much. PSU matching motherboard is great, but at this time, get MSI. So Squeeze says Corsair 1000D will only fit 4 GPUs. You will need a server case. So what did you order? Oh, sorry, officer says he orders off a, man, that's a lot of people that actually bought off of there. So, okay, so I'll upgrade to the GPU. Yeah, much more. See, that's a better idea. Just go ahead and go with that side instead. So unless they are single slot water cooled, the 5070 Ti drama caused it to go up 100 more in my country. Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, it's because it's the demand. People panic when they see the news. You're going to see Micro Center ended up selling all their 5070 Ti's because I'm just curious about their stock. Okay, so we had enough of Virtue here, so we're gonna take a look at their stock on the RTX 5070 Ti's to see what it looks like, and let's see if there's a price adjustment because we haven't checked it that long ago. In fact, we checked it on Wednesday to see what the pricing originally was, but you might see a variation in pricing. MSI, so far we're going to look up directly graphics cards. There's only 2. They only have 2 in stock now. Wow. Remember how many that there was in stock? Now they have only 21 left of the MSI NVIDIA RTX 5070 Ti. And that's the Ventus. And now they only have 15 in stock of MSI's NVIDIA Shadow, which is a GPU some people don't want because it doesn't have RGBs, but great for those stealth builders out there. So I would highly recommend getting it. So I do shopping a lot on Temu, but one item was wrong but refunded. What did you end up buying? Out of curiosity, was it parts for your PC? So is it me, or he kind of looks? You know, it's funny. I get that. I honestly get that. So Chris, I tried to fix my motherboard and buy a new one. Yeah, each model straight up all said 25 plus in stock, and that's the thing. If you check out your local Micro Center, you're going to see what was if you checked it out, like say Wednesday or even Thursday, it caused a surge of people to purchase RTX 5070 Ti's now. Now let's take a look at the 5070s because there was plenty of stock there. I'm sure that there's more. No, less than I thought actually. There's definitely less than I thought. All right, so let's try to, actually, there's more. Yeah, definitely more than I thought. So at least you have a chance with the 5070s. Most people, again, would be happy with the 5070, especially if you're gaming on 1080p. even up to say 2560 by 1440 resolution. This would actually benefit you as well. Not everybody's going to utilize the full 16 gigabytes unless you have a high refresh rate monitor, and plus you have the combination of a like a decent rate. So meaning like you have to have a decent CPU, motherboard. Unless you're really using the top of the line and like top monitors, then I can understand why you want a higher card or a better card. But honestly, RTX 5070 may satisfy a lot of people. And one of the best budget options out there, I have to say, is if you are looking to build a rig, I highly recommend this. And it's a shame. I really hate the fact that this doesn't get as much attention. And that's the RX 9070 XT. Because again, you're only going to spend $600, but expect this in time. This is going to be a missed opportunity for a lot of people out there who wants a 16 gigabyte card, who wants a card that can actually ray trace. And yes, 9070s XTs are great at ray tracing. They don't have issues at ray tracing. If you are looking of pad tracing, a lot of people misconstrue pad tracing because that's the advantage that NVIDIA has. This is pretty much on par or on level when it comes to NVIDIA's ray tracing, pretty much close to it. So CNOC plan says it's a good idea to upgrade my PSU to 1200 watts. Install a TYRX panoramic 360 AIO in case if to the height Y70 Touch Infinite. Man, they have some amazing cases too. I really like that they came out with this like 3D printed case, which I got to share with you guys in a bit. But it's really amazing. It's like all mesh practically. You guys might have seen it already though. But it's like almost like a fully 3D printed case. It's all mesh. And it has plenty of airflow. The chassis is really flexible. It can fit 200 millimeter fans in there, 2 of them. And but it's really quite a wonderful design for anybody that cares more about airflow than aesthetics, I would say. So can't wait till this over a 5090. It's gonna happen. You know it's gonna happen. Keyboard I ordered is Attack Shark. So when it comes to keyboards, I gotta highly recommend check out Ducky. Great pricing and great keyboards, I gotta say. Definitely check them out. Open source type of program that you use if you want to adjust the RGBs in it, so it doesn't really affect anything else. Like it doesn't affect your lighting ecosystem. If you have Corsair or if you have ASUS or MSI, it won't affect it in that sense. But Ducky's like one of those ones I gotta recommend for sure. It's another one I gotta show you guys. But the Pred 2009 says 0 regrets. I don't blame you. You shouldn't regret it. So please buy up all the 5070s and 5060s and 5080s so the 5090 can be in stock. And speaking of 5080s, man, I want to show you that the 5080s are looking a bit rough now. Micro Center product drops 2 times a day, but inventory stock is updated Monday by 12 o'clock noon. So 5070 Ti sold out, 9070. Yes, and that's the problem. That's exactly the problem. There's always going to be some sort of pretty much like a diversion when it comes to it. So what's up, Ollie Beef? I don't want to be that gutsy shoes that made the mistake. Said the RTX 5070 Ti is not in the life. Even it's not. Yeah, I know. You know, this is going to give people an illusion pretty much when it comes to the 5070 Ti. If we look at it here, I'm sure Newegg has some in stock. They probably have some because again, it's a much bigger warehouse. They have warehouses throughout the US. So you should be able to, what? You see that? The first thing that comes up there? I could take off that poll, guys. So it looks like the majority of you guys are shopping on Alibaba there and AliExpress. Congratulations to those guys. I hope you win that prize circle. You get the free shipping. I mean, not free shipping, but I guess the free gift of up to $200. So willing to beat the 5090 will only be in stock soon. It should be. The 5080s are slowly selling out though. And that's what's also causing the price to go up. Should I go for the RTX 5070 12GB? What's your display like? You're using it for gaming, streaming, animation, and 3D modeling. Not that heavy yet, but if you're going to be doing that, I would recommend, if you're not doing it, that just honestly get the 9070 XT. I bet you'd be happy with the 9070 XT, to be honest. Because yeah, you get the 16 gigabytes. That's the biggest advantage you'll get out of it. PSU will be 2,000 watts. Found a brand new one for 20,000. Yes, oh, okay. Awesome. You know what's funny? We've asked, like, is there going to be 3,000 watt power supplies? And they are. It's funny. They do have like prototypes of like 3,000 watt power supplies for anyone that is crazy enough to push their PC to that level. I didn't even put best game. What the? Okay, so let's check Newegg. So the biggest thing, if you go on Newegg, is you want to make sure to check this box. Same thing on Amazon. Make sure to check the box that says only sold by Amazon, just to make sure that you get a decent product. You don't want to end up from the third party. No, not Ducky. Oh, you don't like Ducky? If so, Takuma says RTX 50s. Yes, exactly. So if you go for 1440 above 16 gig would be the minimum. Wobkey, Rainy 75 or Crush. Oh, you feel that they're way superior? Thank you. This ASUS and Seasonic have 2,500 watt and 3,000. Yes, and that, you know, it's funny, that was actually brought up. We actually when we were at ASUS at CES live, that was the question that was actually brought up to the ASUS rep about the 3,000 watt PSUs on the way. So can it burn up with too much power? Well, it would have to be power efficient. It's not going to run at 3,000 watts at like as soon as you turn it on. Like as soon as it's running, it's not going to run at that full 3,000 watts. But there you go, PNY. There you go, guys. PNY has RTX 5070 Ti in stock. Now, remember what the pricing is compared to Micro Center and Newegg when it comes to the 5070 Ti. Look at that difference. You can either get MSI's RTX 5070 Ti Ventus. You can actually pick that up, or the Shadow for around 830 to 850, or you can pick up PNY's ARGB Epic X. This is their higher line, PNY's higher line of GPU for $1,039. So for all you guys out there, isn't that crazy? Pretty wild. So no, I am terrible at it. I am terrible at singing. So so much discussion about 5070 Ti and nobody wants a 5090. No one wants a 50. It's because you know, it's not that nobody wants it. It's just that nobody can afford it. It's expensive. It's quite, I mean, look at the RTX 5080. If we look up at the RTX 5080, it's just too insanely expensive here. Let me fix this. There we go. So 1,000, yes. That is absolutely, it's way too much for a 50. It's absolutely too much money for it. It makes no sense. So okay, makes sense, Light Bill. Good answer, bro. I will. I don't think a lot of us want to put a 3,000 watt power supply, but you have to really have the capability of pushing it to that level. Believe me, all of us want a 5090 if it was exactly. I don't think anybody would say no to a 5090 if you were able to get a RTX 5090. Say if you saw it for some crazy deal, like if it was like some store shutting down, a small time hardware store, and they're like, we just want to get rid of these cards, and they had RTX 5090s on sale for say $1,500, like half the price. Would you purchase it? Would you purchase a 5090 if it was only $1,500? Or better yet, let's make it an even thousand. Let's say they sell it for $1,000. You're telling me that nobody wants a 5090 if it was at $1,000. So the 5080 is overpriced. That is why we need the 90. Yes, it just sucks. I kind of had a missed opportunity there. Like I was right with AMD's marketing people, and right when I was talking to them, that slipped my mind because the 9850 X3D really distracted me when I was looking at it. So I was just focused on the processor then. So bringing up the 9080 would have been the perfect opportunity, but I messed that up. And I kind of want to. I'm gonna email them and see if I get any response about it, because we were hoping there has to be some sort of hope when it comes to it. That's why I called 2026 like the year of hope when it comes to tech. You gotta hope things certainly get a lot better. And unfortunately, they don't really have any 5080s on sale. Closest one that they do have is again, RTX 5080 Astral for $1,800, and this is sold by Newegg, so it is from the official seller. So if we check out Micro Center's RTX 5080 here, and they do have 17 not really 17, it's more like 4. They have 4 available, but they only have the Pro Art version. They also have the Tough version, the Supreme Liquid, which is MSI, and the RTX 5080 ROG Astral. But this is the white one, and it's $50 more. So it's, if you want the white version, if you plan to do like an all-white build, again, it's just expensive. Nobody's going to spend almost the price of a 5090 at that point. So now you're talking. Yeah, Waffle. Yeah, it's like talking to 1080 Ti at that point, right? You might as well get a 1080 Ti at that point. So 5090 owner, and I love it. I'm sure everyone will tell you that they love their 5090. It's no secret. It's a wonderful card. It's just that nobody wants it because it's just unaffordable. In fact, no, actually, I take that back. It's not that nobody wants it. We checked out the stores. They're all sold out of 5090s. So there's people that definitely want it. It's either that or it's just like scalpers taking advantage of the situation, and now they can resell it. So I'll have to pull up a new box. The LSS looks far better than, and that this is one of the things I'm certainly excited to share with you guys. I gotta build another rig soon where it has a AMD GPU, so that way we can properly test between FSR and DLSS. So that way we can see redstone between DLSS 4.5. Definitely would love to test the two so I can share with you guys the results. So CS was bad in 2026. My hope is Computex. That is some people's hope. I will do my best to attend Computex if I can this year. Of course, the biggest obstacle for us would be somebody watching our dog. And if we don't have anyone watching our dog, or we can't have anyone watching the dog, then unfortunately I won't be able to go. But if we can, I will certainly let you guys know if that's going to be planned out. If it is, of course, make sure to join in on Discord to get the latest updates for sure. So bring back SLI in 2 times 59. I mean, it wouldn't be too far-fetched. A lot of people would love to see a SLI come back to life. Again, 5080s, the average price is between $1,400 to $1,900. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for a RTX 5080. It just makes no sense. Originally, you could get a RTX 5080 like in December, roughly around like about $1,000, maybe a little bit more. $1,100 was a bit more fair. But it's definitely gone up dramatically unless you get some sort of special version or variant of the RTX 5080. In fact, I remember the MSI Expert, what was it, $1,200? And now look, the ASUS NVIDIA Tough Gaming is now $1,400. So it's definitely gone up in pricing. It should not be that much more than MSI's Expert, as we were looking earlier in, what was it, November, in fact, when we were looking at GPUs. So I don't think I could trust a eBay 5090. I wouldn't blame you. Most people feel that same way. Bailey says, is it me? No, it's everybody. Everybody doesn't trust eBay at this point. DLSS is better than FSR. Only the gap has narrowed. FSR is not terrible anymore, but not equal. So Waffle Skater says 1100 was like the most, unless you got the Noctua or Gold. Yes, exactly. The Noctua was a bit more. I remember it was $1,600 for that one, but there was a reason for that. there's a good reason for that, because again, it's a very special GPU, and it's a rare breed, so you're not going to see it as much. But I guarantee you, if you look up a Noctua one, it's probably going to be even more now. They don't even have it no more, and they sold out of them. Again, to give you guys an idea of the aspect here, I know some of you guys coming in are probably like, oh, so this whole situation is not true about the 5070 Ti's, and that this is just based on what one person really said. It was off of what Hardware Unboxed uncovered when speaking to ASUS. And unfortunately with them, they told them that we were unable to give you a sample because of this and this. And because he couldn't receive that sample, he couldn't run the test practically that he wanted to between all the different 5070 Ti's. So that was like his indicator there, like, oh, that means that it's going to be like a shortage on 5070 Ti. So he just wanted to share his side of the story. And then, of course, later that day, ASUS came out with a press release saying that that there is no real shortage, but pretty much the same spiel that what Gigabyte said, which is that they're doing their best to allocate all the memory that they have when it comes to VRAM, so that way if they are coming out with GPUs, they will continue to produce as much as they can. It's just again, limited supply, and when there's limited supply, it's not really a slip up, I would say. It's just realistic. It's just that they're afraid of causing panic, and of course it'll cause panic against much people, because that they are looking for things like video cards. So wasn't the Pro Art series actually the one of the cheaper? Yeah, and that's the insane part. Pro Art should be like technically one of the cheaper ones. I gotta say the ASUS RTX 5090 Pro Art is very interesting. I think that would bring a lot of people's interest, especially in the designing side. But yeah, it should be one of the cheaper cards. I do agree. So there was 3 good reasons why the RTX. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much it. Gas Out says, how come Micro Center stocks look different in the same location? Do they? You think so? No, it should be different. Like if I looked up, we're going to switch up the store, say to Arizona. We're going to go to the Arizona store just to see what they have. Now the RTX 5070 Ti in Arizona. Wow, they actually got quite a bit. So if you're in Phoenix, they do have 7 in stock. They have plenty. They have 8 of Zotac NVIDIA RTX 5070 Ti, and they also have Gigabyte's WindForce in stock. They also have PNY's card in stock. They also have ASUS's NVIDIA RTX Ti Prime in stock. It's funny, they have everything, just like pretty much every brand that you could think of in stock. So they actually have decent supply there. So you pick the new store, of course. Let's try an older store. Okay, I agree. We can try something a bit older. How about this? We're going to try the one in Tustin. How about that one? The one in Tustin. I know the one in Tustin in California. Let's take a look. Just post it at this update. Try Columbus. Okay. We'll try Columbus, Ohio next. MSI, they do have the MSI Shadow. Let's see. They have 2 in stock in Tustin. They have the Ventus. So it's like here. It's like the Miami location. They have 2 in stock. Okay, so I'll try Ohio. Let's see. Columbus. Here we go. And in Columbus, we have the busiest store is now a coin flip. Gets priority. Yeah, exactly. And it's the same too, though. It's the same too. It's the Shadow that they have and the MSI Ventus, and that's it. That's all they have. Atlanta? Okay. Let's check out Atlanta too. So Columbus actually has a decent stock amount. PNY, they have ASUS, and they have also MSI. So they're pretty decent. And Atlanta, let's take a look at Atlanta here. Let's see. Which one's Atlanta? Is it Duluth, right? I'm assuming this is Atlanta. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not an expert in Atlanta. What's up, Columbus is where where the house and the offices are. Oh, oh really? Oh, oh snap. That's pretty funny. So, over in Duluth, I think I'm saying it right? Duluth. So, they do have 5 in stock over there. They have Gigabytes, they have ASUS, PNY, and MSI. So they got 4. Correct, there's 2. Yeah, I thought so. There's Duluth, and then they also have the other one, which is, and we can check this one too, at Marietta. And in Marietta, it looks like, let's see, they actually have pretty decent stock. They have ASUS, Gigabyte, PNY, and MSI. So they have one of ASUS's Tough Gaming, 3 of Gigabyte's NVIDIA WindForce, and they have 2 of PNY's. But it's pretty funny how much in stock they have of MSI's product. They seem to have an oversupply of either the Shadow or the Ventus. They definitely have plenty of them. Is the 9850 X3D price confirmed around $489 MSRP? I want to avoid the bad 9800 X3D batch that's been burned. Now, to explain this, it's not really the 9800 X3D. I feel that this is more, there's a lot of faults that can go wrong with it. But if you are looking for the 9850 X3D, I do expect it to be priced around, it's going to be under $500 for sure. So, I'm not sure if that's the official price yet. I've been seeing some talks about it. I think, AMD officially noted that, I think, was it notebook.net, I think it was. It was one of those review sites. They actually have all the listings, which we can definitely take a look at and see what they have. I could definitely open it up and figure it out. No, the 98, yes. And that's what I've been trying to explain, is that it's not really the 9800 X3D, and it's a lot that goes behind it. It could be the power supply. It can be things like BIOS updates. It's, not really the 9800 X3D. It's just not being utilized properly. So, yes, Micro Center started as MEI and catalog ordering company for PC parts. If you go back to the day, yes. And that's what I always think about. I hope they never end up like Tiger Direct or even like Comp USA. I'm sure you guys remember those companies out there. They were great companies until they got to the point where they became a bit too about making profit. They were like more about making profit than customer service, and that's where they fell. That's why a lot of them fell. Why CompUSA? Why Tiger Direct ended up not doing so well anymore, because it was more about the sale. So X3, yeah, that's funny. It's kind of funny to think about, because one of the reasons why ASRock had like a private suite, like when it came to CES 2026, they were there, but in private. You had to be invited to go to their motherboards, because they don't want to be questioned about the whole situation by everybody that's at CES. So it wasn't as open. You had to get invited to go to ASRock's convention. So luckily, I picked up the 5070 Ti for my secondary PC at $750. At Newegg, the cheapest one I see is $1,000. And that's the thing. It's a bit tricky when it comes to Newegg. For everybody out there, I did inform Newegg about the situation, and I gave him advice, like, if you want to really compete against the Micro Center, you should. Like, you should kind of match the pricing a bit better, and you would definitely get more sales if that's the case. But they kind of gave me the thing like, oh, well, we're not really in charge of the pricing. It depends on what the current pricing is for, say, like a GPU or whatever the wholesale price that they purchase their products on. That's what they kind of base it off on. So, but in the end, it's not going to really help them draw more customers. I hope they certainly do better in that aspect. Come out with better bundles, come out with better deals. Be competitive, because otherwise Newegg can end up like Tiger Direct pretty easily if it continues to head in that direction. So did I miss the 3 good reasons? The 3 good reasons are pretty brown. It's the not too a brown color. You think that motherboard manufacturers would have learned to slow down with overclock built in for motherboards, but it still happens and it hits both Intel and AMD. And that has to go more with the whole BIOS level. That they do need more solid firmware before like just dropping the motherboard. In fact, we could go over that article real quick about that burned ASUS board, and we can point out like what the imperfections could really be. In fact, I believe I know someone that would actually put it. We're gonna check out Unico real quick, because Unico, he's usually on top of everything too. So if we go down here, ASUS, yes. So ASUS isn't making mobile phones anymore. So if you like the ROG phones, the Phone 9 is their final phone. And that was kind of like we kind of figured that out like late in 2025, I would say. Let's see. We're gonna go down here and let's see. No, he hasn't brought it up actually. We'll look it up. ASUS 9800 X3D burned in ASUS motherboard. It'll pop up. And here it is, WCCF Tech. Okay, so 3 more Ryzen 9800 X3D deaths report on ASUS's motherboards in a single day. So, all right, so we're going to find this out real quick. Rig reviews. I mean, we can. Yeah, you have the rigs to put up. So again, if anyone hasn't joined the Discord, make sure you do. You can feel free to post up your rigs in battle stations. There we go. Drywall has posted up his rig. Let me know who Drywall is in here. I just seen your PC that a big ass case. Simply Takuma does have a big case. It's an awesome case though. So all of them being reported today, surprisingly 2 of them are the same motherboard models as the prior story. Third one was the B850 chipset motherboard, like the Ryzen 9800 X3D failures. ASUS motherboards have been piling up in the recent days. Okay, so which motherboard is it? Now, the motherboard was initially thought it was dead, then tried the PSU swap and tried troubleshooting methods. Now, the image confirms it. It was a ROG Corsair X870 Hero, but doesn't show any visible signs of burn. He tried to boot with the Ryzen 7800 X3D on the motherboard, but got no success, which confirmed the death on both the 9800 X3D and the motherboard. I wish they would, and here they did not fully post the specifications. This is what we need so it seems that the second case involved the ROG Strix X870E, which killed the Ryzen 798 on a simple reboots. Now, let me see here. Let's go on Reddit, because this is where they originally came from, like these claims. I posted mine last week. You already looked at it. Yes. Thank you, but you're still not done with it. Okay, so here we go. This is what's happening with the case here. So, did a simple reboot on his PC and hung on restart, press power button and it shut off, press it again and boom, error code 00. Now, the thing is, when people post things like this, they never put the full specifications. And that's really important when it comes to things like this, because you won't have the full scale or understanding of what truly went on until you get the full specifications. Again, it could be a power supply issue, because that's what has been the case before. We've seen Virtu power supplies being used. And again, that's the main reason, is because you can run into issues such as this. Let's try another one. I want to see one with full scale specifications, but they're just throwing out the motherboard, ASUS TUF B850M. So these are 3 different motherboards. And they're saying some tests on 9800 X3Ds on ASUS motherboards. I came here to share mine's. 2 months working normally, and my PC didn't show any video. And again, the lack of information is just assuming the motherboard. We have to know the full scale on specs. What are your full on specifications? So, oh, by the way, the full upgrade will cost around $5,000. See, the problem is when people post things like this, they assume the motherboard right away, and naturally so. But the thing is, in order to diagnose the problem, to figure out what the problem is, everyone needs to share their full on technical specifications on their PC build. And the reason why that's important is because then you can figure out where the case is mostly coming from. For example, maybe they shared all the same power supply. They obviously they shared the same brand. That's the most closest thing, but they're different lines. You're talking about a tough line versus ROG Strix line and a ROG Hero line. So again, they're all different lines here. And that doesn't, I really don't feel that's the case here. I'm more or so curious if it's more power supply related, and I believe that it can be, because usually what many people end up doing is they'll cheap out on a power supply, and then in a case like this happens. And a similar case, again, which was investigated before, was an ASUS motherboard burning 9800 X3Ds in an internet cafe, and it happened to 3 of them. Let's see, internet cafe right here. This is the 15. Oh, they deleted it. Wow, that was quick. Let me see. News side and right here. And if you take a closer look, this is what's important, because you have to look at the specification of things here. Oh, by the way, the full upgrade will cost around 5. Oh, wow. Reddit posted on AceRock. I didn't believe it until it happened to me. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. A lot of people, it's hard to believe until it actually happens. And when it does, it's you realize the situation can be very real. Always video open package. MSI will ask for a video. Will they? Well, I thought MSI is pretty straightforward. I heard that they're pretty good when it comes to customer service. Here it is. The low quality hunky. So they actually mentioned it now. That low key hunky quality. So if you look at this PSU, for some reason this has been used in a wide variety of PCs out there. And you'll understand exactly why this is one of the lower quality PSUs out there. Because when you hook something like this up, even though you have decent specifications, you have a decent ASUS motherboard, you have a decent, everything. It's just the power supply you chose to end up like really cheapening out on. And when you take a look at something like this, this is what we're talking about here when it comes to building PCs. Is you don't want to cheap out on a power supply, because when you get something like this, where it looks decent, right, on the website, but you have to really pay attention to what they mention here. So like output, a 12-volt single rail reaches up to 70.8 amps. So it's the better support premium CPUs, right? So then it has the 60 fan delay mode, which the fan continues to run for 60 seconds after shutting down. This avoids hot spots and removes remaining waste heat and ensures completely cool system. So, I mean, it's that alone is questionable, having a fan delay. Usually, that shouldn't be too necessary. Other PSUs, they even give you a sound graph, even though that makes no sense. Now, they say they have premium capacitors, electrolyte, and solid state capacitors. Now, again, the key word that they said is they said premium capacitors. They don't say exactly where. Now, a lot of the better capacitors, when it comes to power supplies, they will typically come from Japan, usually. Like, you'll find Japanese premium capacitors. John, what's going on? Can you help me with my PC because it keeps turning off every 5 to 30 seconds? Oh, okay. So exactly what are your specifications for your PC and what's been going on with it? Feel free to let me know. Would love to know what is going on with your issue. Let me try to get you connected in. I apologize for anyone that I didn't respond to. For some reason, John went under the radar there. So I'm going to try to reconnect him. All right. Let's see. Hopefully that reconnected him into the chat. And this one, okay. Hopefully that does it. I know I gotta update my Stream Ninja. So I'm using a Deepcool 13 watt with a 9950X3D ROG Strix and 5080. Deepcool's decent actually. They're not too bad. Deepcool's been decent. I'm kind of disappointed they haven't been at the CES recently. They used to be at CES, but for some reason they haven't been there. I don't know if it's because they've been a little bit more firmer on their parts, but or they have less of a budget to go out to CES. But Deepcool is one of those companies I feel that are certainly underappreciated. Oh, that's why. It's funny because I have Deepcool CPU cooler, and I'm actually running it right now on this stream build. It's on the Threadripper. Do MSI have coolers for Godlike? And yes, they do. They do have some coolers. They have some great ones that are coming out, in fact. Oh, that's why. Yeah, if that's the case, I mean, what can you do about that? Deepcool certainly messed that up. So they say they have gold efficiency parts, high efficient and stable LLC resonant circuits plus RC synchronous rectifier lays solid foundations for energy saving. Yeah, now it makes sense why I didn't see him last year at CES either. So again, you don't want to get a power supply that looks like this in the back. That's questionable. That looks like a toy almost. That doesn't look like a power supply, right? That looks a bit rough. And specifications. This is where it gets sketchy. So if anybody does get a power supply, this is what you don't want to look for. And they put a 12 centimeter fan, which nobody in the industry will call it a 12 centimeter fan. The box, they want to let you know it is colorful. So I mean this is a red flag right here, and this is one of the reasons why 9800X3D can burn up, is because of a faulty power supply. And they even give you the error length is up to 10 millimeters, which is terrible, plus or minus 10 millimeters. So the cables aren't even 100% even. So I have a LLC working on 2. Awesome. Hey, that's that's my power. Come on, Chris, that looks legit. But so they just want to let you know with the housing, they did spray paint it black. They did spray paint it black for you guys, so it can match the rig. So black paint spray. It is equipped with a switch, so don't panic. They do have a I/O switch on there, and there is also a the fan type is a ball fan. So if you guys haven't heard of a ball fan, let's look up what a ball fan is. How about that? We can look up ball fan, but it does have RGB, right? Let's look up what a ball fan is. So it has one of these built in. It probably has this thing built into it. It comes with a Nintendo Switch now. We're talking. I found out why the X3D chips are dying. Nobody is talking about this. Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's interesting. He brings it up. I don't know why nobody brings it up. It's the perfect subject to bring up. It's a lot to do with power spiking. When it comes to a power supply, the reason why having a decent power supply, it gives you even power. It won't power spike on you. If it power spikes, that can cause significant issues. Even if it's like for 2 or 3 seconds of a power spike, it can actually cause a burnout. So it's pretty serious if that's the case. Like when it comes to having a PC build. That's why nobody should really cheap out on a power supply. So going back to Micro Center here, and if anybody is coming in and curious about the whole RAM issue and the 5070 Ti's, obviously you've heard the PR speak of it, which is the whole issue of that the 5070 Ti's aren't quite stopping. Neither are 5080s or any 16 gigabyte card for that fact. They're saying that they'll still produce them, that they will still bring them into the market. Gigabyte said themselves that they will produce as many as they can and still bring it into the market availability. But the thing is, we don't know when they will restock. Now that we have less 5070 Ti's in stores, that we're not going to see them build up. We're not going to see them restock immediately. I think it's going to take a bit of time, and that's going to give us a tell on exactly how it's going to be when it comes to the true restocks, if they really can bring in some 5070 Ti's or even 5080s. And it's pretty much a red flag when you see a 5080 start to price up at $1,400 or higher. So while you were talking about the fan, what's your take on the TIA? On the thermal rates TIA? Okay, their fans, they're pretty decent. I haven't tried the X5, but I would love to. Thermal rate's actually pretty decent. They're not expensive. They're great. They can also be budget friendly, but they also do have some premium fans that you can also get as well. So I think more than likely it's going to be decent, but we can certainly take a look at it. TLC12CSX5. And let's take a look at it. Alibaba. Yeah, they do. They certainly do have graphics cards available. What if the titanium rated PSU is connected to a cheap up for any power outage, but simulated scene? Well, the thing is, I liked Zach's PSU list. There you go. I'm doing great, Genamorph. Welcome back in. I know you've been busy, right? I returned my Gigabyte 5080. Wish I would have kept it. Rap. Oh, awful skater. Oh, that's a good one. So, what you want to look for when you want a decent fan are these three things. You want to look at the airflow. Most importantly, depending if you're using it for a case fan. It has up to 66 CFM, which is decent. Air pressure is at 1.53 millimeters when it comes to using it for something like an AIO, or maybe you want to use it for a custom Witter loop. Also, the third thing that is also important to look at is also the noise level, if that really matters to you. 25 is actually really low. That's not bad at all. That's Knock 2 is average, like when it comes to their fans, is about 22. So this is actually a decent fan to actually get. This one's not too bad. You can get, so this is a full-on ball bearing fan. It has 3 pins, 5 volts for ARGBs, of course, so this connects directly to your motherboard if you want the ARGB usage out of it. Or you can hook it up via a RGB hub if that is what you choose to use. So yeah, I've been working a lot. Barely have had any time saving up. Yeah, I don't blame you. Are you gonna try to get the new one? IMF. Thank you. Yes. The PSU tier list has been out of date for like 2 years. Oh, really? Has it? I've never seen it. I certainly have. I made a video based on power supplies, guys. I'm not sure if I did. I thought I did. Maybe I did. I think I did. I came out with the list that I feel that's definitely good when it comes to power supplies. If anyone is looking for any, I think it's a video though. I didn't write a spreadsheet or anything like that. But for my members, maybe I'll start doing more things like that for the members out there. I'll send you spreadsheets of what I feel that are certainly the best tier when it comes to power supplies. I think that's a great addition I should add for the members out there. I think that certainly would do it. What do you think about Liam Lee Uni TL LCD fans? You know who the perfect person to ask? That's actually in the chat with us is Takuma. He's done a lot of research. He could tell you. He could tell you about it. Perhaps if we work really hard, we can get the Matrix 6090 is probably going to be like 8,000 by the time we get it. Realistically, we won't see. Okay, how about this? I'm going to throw a poll out there, and I am curious about what everyone's take on this is going to be. And would this, do you feel, here we go. Do you feel that the end is near for PC building? So I'm going to enable that poll there. So do you feel that the end is near for PC building? Now you can put 1 for yes or 2 for no. So I am curious about everyone's opinion on this because of how expensive everything currently is. So this is a very real question. A lot of people are certainly nervous about what it can be. So far, no. Okay, that's good. I'm glad to hear the confidence that the PC Master Race will stick around and make sure that PC building will continue to thrive. I think there's so many people out there that wants to completely avoid this crap here, which is going to be this, right? GeForce Now. I'm sure you guys seen this. Like, I'm sure you guys feel pretty disgusted about this this display here of GeForce Now. And not too many people are on board with the whole 100 gigabytes a month of usage. So Ultimate WPN says, is there a reason why T-Force Delta RGB Eco 32 gigabytes is cheaper than there's not really any reason, but if you can get it for a better deal, you can. Typically, a lot of the DRAM comes from SK Hynix. So you probably managed to get a decent one. So if you ended up, whether you get T-Force or whether you go ahead and get say Corsair or G-Skill, a lot of them use pretty much the same die. It's just the heat spreaders will be a bit different on each one. So I've been chasing items before. They go up and got RAM, GPU, SSD. Apparently the PSU might go up soon. I've never built a PC before. Oh man, Flapjack, I really hope that your build goes well. I know it's a bit rough right now, but of course, feel free to ask the community. Feel free to ask in Discord about if you certainly do need any help. Now, what did you end up getting for your PC build so far? So, I think we will survive with the used market for a very long time. Yeah, you know what it's gonna be like? It's gonna be like Fallout. Like everyone's going to kind of gather all the parts that they find, and once they find all the different parts, I mean, we're even surviving off of DDR3, which is pretty insane. Like that hasn't been touched since what, 2000? Since its arrival of 2014, I would say 2013, I think, when DDR3 was out. But we've even tapped into that market. That just shows you how far we're willing to go for PC building, even if it's not a modern day build. That we're willing to go even back to DDR3. It's going to become retro everything. We have games that we still can play on. There are games that you still can play from back then. So I have Lee and Lee TL LCD fans. They are nice, but I'm sure you find the investment worth it in your build. I use 4 of them in my machine. Oops, I used the wireless version. And Lee and Lee has too many models of their fans, and it's not easy with their LCD options to wire up, even wireless, so I changed my mind and went back to Fantex. So you probably talked about it here, but what could you say? A couple new things. Okay, so just to let you guys know, that was being melted for gold not long ago. Yeah, and that's the thing, which I will talk about in a bit. But to get back to Genomorphs, what he is talking about, so DLSS 4.5, there are a couple new things about it. There is going to be a video up for everybody out there that is interested in using NVIDIA's DLSS 4.5. Now, the two biggest differences is that it uses a new transformer model. Think of it like almost transformer model 2.0. So it's going to be compatible with those who do use NVIDIA's 50 series and also the NVIDIA 40 series, especially for those who have the 4090 still. Now, because they still have the remnant of the original transformer. So think of it as 2.0. It's much more improved. It's more sharper. It's better resolution. It's also more cleaner in images. It has things like less ghosting, and it has better foliage. There's also better shadowing, little details like that. And of course, it comes out to a much better picture. And the second thing that has certainly improved when it came to it, of course, is the whole 6 times the generation. I know it's NVIDIA's typical spiel when they talk about frame generation, but it's going to be one frame for every 6 now when it comes to NVIDIA. Now, what they have now compared to their original frame generation was before it was forced frame generation. That's why when you gamed on a certain game, say you got it up to like 240 hertz, for example, with frame generation. Now, what it does now, instead of forcing the frame generation where it kind of makes it Even though it says that it's say at 240 hertz, it won't really truly feel like it. It won't feel like you're at 240 frames when you're gaming. But now with the whole dynamic version of it, because now it's become dynamic, it's become to the point where it will turn on the frame generation when it is necessary compared to using frame generation where it's completely unnecessary. So those are like the two big things that are really different about DLSS 4.5. And I will certainly have a video up on it. I will show you guys which model to use. And I will also show you guys on how you can fully enable the 4.5 if you are interested in using DLSS 4.5. But those are the biggest differences compared to its prior model of last year. So it's really good news for someone with, yes, it's great news for anyone that has like a RTX 5070 Ti or like a 5080 that's trying to get the most out of it. Great for those who love to use pad tracing and ray tracing and wants to get like a bit more frames. And now it's not going to improve performance wise, just to let you guys know, when you do end up using the DLSS 4.5, ironically, it was created to give you better frames gaming. It's supposed to help you enjoy your game much more, a better experience, so to say. But the thing about when it comes to DLSS 4.5 now, it does impact your GPU quite a bit. It does take a bit of a toll. So you are going to have a bit of a higher usage when you do use DLSS 4.5. So so practically, in reality, it's just like really actually using the GPU even, it's making it work a bit harder with the new improved version. Now, not so, the 50 series, not so much. 40 series, a bit more, but when it comes to the 20 and 30 series, they're going to feel quite impacted if you use DLSS 4.5. So Flapjack says, so far he has DDR5, 32 gigabytes CL36, 5080 Astral, good choice, 2 terabyte Gen 4 SSD. I'm planning on a Haven 360. Oh man, you got to see that, didn't you? That was freaking insane. That's one of the things I want to show you guys. I haven't posted that video, but that thing is amazing. That thing's a monster. But 3 months away, waiting for some things to come out for sim racing and single player games. You're building the perfect system here. I'm kind of wondering with frame gen if I should go for 4K monitor or 1440. And is the motherboard? No, to be honest, the motherboard's actually easy. It's actually one of the easier parts. It's so to say, what's up, Kilobyte? Good to see you. No, it's no problem. No, it's all good, Ernesto. It's always good when I see you. Yeah, no problems, you know. Seriously, do you think that most people will use anything above a 9070 XT or a 5070 Ti to its capabilities? I'm really not sure. To be honest, no. Most people will not. The reason being is because people will end up, it's not really coming at any type of consumer in any type of way when it comes to purchasing cards. It's just a natural way of thinking. When you purchase something more expensive, you expect to have the better product. So when you do purchase, say, a RTX 50, let's go 5090, the most highest card out available, it's obviously sold out because there is a demand for it. Now, let's go to Micro Center just to prove the point here. Why do I have two no eggs up? But anyway, we're going to go to Micro Center to prove the point here. And the point is, when you take a look at Micro Center, you're going to see that it's sold out. So obviously people are buying it. So again, the natural way of thinking when it comes to it is that when it comes to purchasing high-end cards such as the 5090, most people will purchase it because it's literally the best card out there. It is. It really is the best card. But will people 100% utilize the card? No. The reason being is because most people are not going to fully use it in, say, 4K at 330 hertz or even 240 hertz. Most people will not try to push those limits. And the reason being is because they might end up getting the GPU for, say, like a 2560 by 1440 resolution, where it's only up to 180 hertz. And nothing wrong with it, but again, you could do the same thing if you were to get a RTX 5070, and especially if you have frame generation available with DLSS 4.5. Now, I feel technically, I feel that they should have waited a little bit and had DLSS 4.5 as DLSS 4 because it is that much of a changeover. It's quite a bit of a changeover compared to the original DLSS 4. If I feel like the market would have been sold a bit better on that side if that's what they came out with originally, instead of trying to rush it as they did when they came to the 50 series. When they dropped the 50 series and they showed the power of the RTX 5070, that it could have the power of the RTX 4090, that was a complete fail on their part. But again, most people will not fully utilize the power when it comes to the RTX 5090, especially when they are not using it, just using it strictly for just gaming, just so to say, and not having the capability to game on a higher res monitor, such as like even 5 or 6K. In fact, when we went to Samsung's booth, they had PC builds where they only used a RTX 5080 and was still good enough. The power up at 5 and 6K display wasn't running at full. It wasn't running at the full frames at say 330 frames. I can't say because again they didn't really have a on-screen display when they had it. Would be nice to certainly put it on if they had it, but unfortunately they did not. If that was the case, again, a 5080 can do it with frame generation, especially with the newer model. And certainly we're going to run tests on it, and I'm definitely excited to share the video with you guys tomorrow on it. So, but I know that was a bit lengthy of an answer, but hopefully that brings the point of it. But certainly, if you are looking to game, RX 9070 XT would fulfill many gamers' needs, and it's only $600. You don't have to spend you don't have to break the $1,000 mark if you don't want to. So if you are planning to build a gaming PC, honestly, a 9070 XT is great. It would be great for anyone to try it. So Ernesto says, I visited the Micro Center in Phoenix, and they only had the 5080s, and they are, oh really? You know what's crazy? We just went into Micro Center. It must be off. Micro Center's website must be off because we went to go check out here's the Arizona store, and we went to go check it out, and it must be because they said that actually your store had plenty of 5070 Ti's, unless they're just behind on updating the inventory, which is insane. So I used the RTX with 4K UHD with frame generation, and the DLSS Ultra is badass and graphics presets. So a rich guy who plays League of Legends, that would be just poor usage of the RTX 5090 at that point. I'm thinking AMD is best probably because the 9800 X3D in a couple months, I think it will be. Oh, LSG, what's going on? I just saw you. And upgrade the GPU first and see if the performance increase. Agreed, Jerry. So I'm using the 4K 240 hertz, but I do when I went with the OLED. Good luck building my first. Oh, awesome! I can't wait to see it. Make sure to join in on Discord. Feel free to ask questions. A lot of our wonderful fan band will certainly help you out if you are looking to need any help. Takuma is the perfect example. He's definitely like the shining star when it comes to helping out people for sure. So, Addictor says those are rookie numbers. 1,000 watts to browse internet is where it's at. Chris, is there a way for you to get something that would be if I would have to contact the Micro Center Corporation if I was to do that. I mean, I can talk to the local store, but of course that's limited. But I just say I am certainly working on things now. I am very busy on the whole on that side of things, at least, like working with brands and companies. So, but I would love to get Micro Center on board. Again, there's certainly more things upcoming. So Micro Center gets a morning drop truck and the second truck after lunch or noon. So stock is consistently changing. That makes perfect sense. Rig review. Oh wow, it sounds like there's some demand for some rig reviews here. Is there quite a few rigs in the battle station? Okay, so I'm going to take a look. So if anyone has rigs that they would love to show, make sure to put it into battle stations and I will review it there. Now, this is Shiba's 4A, which is right here. I will share it with you guys and take a look here. This is it. Oh, that's pretty dope. I love what you did with the colors there. Kind of like the colors I like too, because it gives you that whole Miami-esque vibes. And you have the four-wheel. I see the 4-lane wireless fans that you do have. Now, let me see. And this is the height Y70, right? With the LCD, it looks like. And of course, you should have showed a bit in the motherboard, bro. Definitely should have showed a bit more onto the side of it. It's kind of hard to see. Then I can fully review. It's hard for I can't give you a fair review unless I see this side of your case. So if you could take a quick snap of it, I'll certainly take a look at it. And then let's take a look over onto the battle station side. So if anyone has any rigs that they want to show, just go to post it up onto the battle stations. And we have one right here. Now, this one is by Drywall. He updated the build. He has an Antec VX320 ARGB. And he also has the Antec VX320 ARGB X5 thermal rate fans, PC trolley. There isn't a 5mm gap for the GPU to fit. Oh, wow. Yeah, you know, that kind of looks really similar to like how, remember guys, like when we installed that Noctua RTX 5080, how close the clearance was? And it's pretty much like close to that. But I mean, that's getting direct airflow though, at least. Now the cables, that is certainly interesting. I hope that is not daisy chained cables, because if they are daisy chained, let me straighten it out there. If they are daisy chained, you can do it. You can certainly daisy chain cables, but I usually suggest connecting the cables direct. Like have a port for each PCI Express, port for the power supply is what I'm trying to say. Now everything else that looks decent. I would probably pull the cables a bit more tighter, personally, to me, to just give it a bit more cleaner. But overall, I think it's decent. Airflow looks plentiful in the build. It looks like he has about 5 intake and 3 exhaust, which is perfect. And this is a smaller build, it looks like, inside of the Antec case. I can see looks decent. I think it looks like a great build, in fact. I do love the front of it. It looks awesome. I love that airflow look. It's very unique. It doesn't look like your typical fish tank case. But yeah, definitely one I certainly like. Let me see. Let me go back here, guys. There we go. So, Flapjack says, I am thinking that AMD, let me go back here. So, Gigabit Bytes. Now I got me saying gigabit. A gigabyte that says that there are reported issues of leaking thermal paste because the issue, I wouldn't recommend ASUS or ASRock for AMD motherboards. Are both the same parent company. So MSI seems like, it's funny because ASUS is more, it's like they're their own. ASRock is connected in a way, but not really, not truly. They don't truly communicate to each other like they should, I feel like, when it comes to it. Now, Top 3 says, I don't have pics on my phone since I'm at work, but I can send you a link to the video. Oh, sure. No, you can feel free to show it. Like, if you have it, yeah, definitely send it. Thanks so much helping me through this. Just need to talk. I feel like I'm on the right track. You are. You're. I don't see the battle stations. Oh, really? You don't see the battle station channel? You should. It's check under Silicon Valley. Maybe you have it the drop down, because sometimes like it'll kind of slide because of the drop down. It'll be under check under Chit Chat. It's gonna be under Silicon Gallery, and if you open that up, you'll see battle stations, co-op companions, before, after, benchmark screenshots, and memes. That's where it'll be under. And ASRock was originally a ASUS budget brand, but that pretty much, that it, like, happened a while ago too. I mean, like, that reminds me back of, like, the, Tiger Direct days. Oh, really? That's so weird. Why is it? Okay, I'm gonna double check it for you. I will double check it for you. Edit channel, let me see. I'm gonna see what is going on with it. Permissions are not synced. Oh, sync. I see why. All right, now see if it works. See if it works now. It wasn't toggled. Okay. My OCD would never. Oh, I bet. So again, like I might be going to Micro Center tomorrow. If I do, I will certainly let you guys know. I'll stream it like once I'm over there. And get a good indication of how it's looking currently with the pricing and everything. Would love to share that with you guys. Of course, we do have that build coming up that I do want to do is Project Aura. I'm still working on it. Right now, the brands are pretty much all busy when it comes to the allocation. And of course, the week after CES, they all get swamped with emails. So we have to kind of have a little bit of patience on that side. And then pretty much we can get back to building really soon. So this, you just added the motherboard picture. Okay, awesome. Let's take a look. I will take a look at it. I gotta say that's a 10 out of 10, right, guys? Like anytime you see something like this, there we go. Anytime you see something like this, you see this, this you don't see anymore. It's crazy to look at something like this, but really, it wasn't that long ago. You see a PlayStation 3. So technically this was like around the 2007, maybe 2008, I would assume. That's a whole nother error. Yeah, thank you. Always thanks. Thank you, Ernesto. Not mine. Got it from the internet. Golden Era. Yes. Custom powdered coat. Yes. Even, you know, the crazy thing, you notice he has the AC right next to it too. Like he talk about like trying to keep away some humidity, just like that dry. Okay, here it is. So Shiba says custom powder coat white case. That's awesome. Okay. So there we go. That is Jerry's build right there. That I do like how you got your parts in upright. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Yeah. That's pretty, I would say, yeah, no, that doesn't look bad at all. I would say even the wires, the only thing that kills me, but I know it's not really much you can do about the wires when it comes to it. But other than that, no, I'd say I'd give your build, I give your build an 8 out of 10 for sure. I do like the aesthetics of it. Zenon worth it. Oh, and there goes Simply Takuma helping him out. He even chose, or yeah, PNY. Yes. Did you get to see, out of curiosity, Jerry, did you get to end up seeing PNY over there or no? Bring light, it's more visible. Did you end up getting to see PNY? Yeah, I was in toggle. Okay, yeah, I even changed the permissions on battle stations to make sure it was working properly. I made sure to sync it. You know, out of popularity for you guys, I noticed that there's a lot of car enthusiasts too as well. So I thought maybe I should make a channel just for car enthusiasts. I think that would do well. If you've, let me know. Maybe I'll put that onto the Oh yeah, you didn't answer on. Yeah, I know PMY was there, but I don't know if because I know Jerry was there. He was also at CES. He was, and I don't know if he got to go to the PMYs. But also, what do you guys vote on that? I'm gonna put that poll up real quick for you guys, so everyone can vote on it. The whole fan base can certainly vote on it. And that's going to be, let me see here. I'm going to put, should I add a car channel? A car enthusiast channel to Discord. There we go. And I'll enable that poll, and you guys can certainly vote on it. So if you want, let me know if you want me to add that into the Discord, and I will certainly throw it in there. If you guys feel that it's popular enough to have its own channel, you can show my rig. Oh, sure. Yeah, I can certainly show it. Let me see. Let's look up Takuma's rig. Takuma's rig. He has a massive build. It's quite insane. Let's see. We'll look up his pictures right here. And I will look for it. Takuma, where? I'm looking right now for your rig. Looking for you, Takuma. Let's see. I should really pin it. I should add it to the pin sides. So my PC is okay, I think I have it. My motherboard is showing this time. I have to pull Oh, really? Oh no. My PC is in the link if you're interested. Yes. Where's the link? I got to step out again. Thanks, Windstream. Yeah, make sure to subscribe or follow. Genomorph, yes. So far we got a lot of yes for the car enthusiast side. All right, so we're going up. Let me go up here and find Takuma. Here it is, Takuma. There is his build. Found you. I think your YouTube. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. I gotta fix the URL side. Send it on Discord if anything, Jerry, and I can click on it that way. It'll be easier because I don't know why YouTube is kind of like, oh, I fall, guys. YouTube's kind of stringent on that. So, but if there's a setting, I'm going to look for a setting to see if I could change it. So I'm going to switch over here, guys. And this is Takuma's build, by the way. This is on a Fantex case right here. He has 4 fans, not just 3, just 4. Talk about airflow. He has a total of 7. 7 intake. And then he has 5 exhaust, pretty much. I joined, but I don't see battles. How about? Yeah, sure. Feel free. If you don't see battles, okay. If you don't see Battle Station, it's under Silicon Valley. Gallery. It's gonna be under the chit chat side. It'll be like right under it. It'll be. Let's see. Best RAM sticks. The best RAM sticks are gonna either. I would usually recommend like Corsair or G-Skill, like when it comes to RAM sticks. I think Adada actually has some great ones. In fact, I can't wait to. I'm gonna reach out to them and get some of their XPGs, which is like translucent, which is pretty dope. They're really dope looking. I like them a lot. We'll definitely share it with you guys. I'll put it. Yeah, good point. That is a good point. Okay, I gotcha. So I'm gonna switch over, and we're gonna take a look at this. Here we go. And we're going to take a look at Jerry's build right here. Here it is. And right over, this is his channel too. So you guys can feel free to join in. And if you want to see his build, it's funny, he has a Radeon 3, just like we did. This build of mine is going to change a lot in the next 2 months. I'll take that poll off too real quick so you guys can see. Let me see. I'll turn it off. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, damn. That is nice. That is dope. I do love that case. What do you guys think of that? Yeah, it's like translucent. It's pretty dope. 1449. Okay. Let's see. 1449. There we go. Of course, you got the Raiders on there. You know what I gotta say about the Raiders? Nice. That is sick. Oh no, and AIO other than this solid build. You don't like this AIO? That is sick. Oh, of course it buffers. Thanks, Comcast. You're the best. This is why I can't wait for fiber to finally get into this area. For some reason, it's buffering. But yeah, that's a sick build though, Jerry. I gotta say, it's definitely a sick build. I'd give it, yeah, seeing it like this, I gotta give it at least a 9 out of 10. It's funny because I also got a similar cooler. The white front was a gunmetal gray that I got custom powdered. Really? It looks good. So, FamM guys, just to let you know, I'm about to switch over to members chat. Make sure to join in if you are a member. And I certainly appreciate for everybody for coming into this live stream. Thank you guys so much for coming in. I don't know why it's taking so long to load there. YouTube must be having issues. Figures, right? But yeah, thank everybody for coming in. I certainly do appreciate it. I am an air-cooled guy. Yeah, I can understand. Not everyone's going to be an AIO fan. Yeah. Yeah, make sure, yes, thank you. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe and follow. And also, make sure to join the roundtable so you can join in our members-only streams. And thank you guys so much for coming in. Yeah, I'm not kidding. If you check out the pricing for the members, it's much cheaper than Xbox Game Pass, guys. I promise you that. Thank you guys so much for coming in. And have a great weekend. And hopefully we get to Micro Center on this upcoming Sunday. Thank you, guys.